Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 5'11" headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Duper Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, here with the super producer, Ez McMahon.
Yes. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man?
Just trying not to freeze, brother.
I hear you.
Dig. Double entendre. Thank you for checking out the Super Duper Podcast. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials. What up, Sarah? At Super Duper Pie, SUPADUPAPOD, and online at HP53productions.com. Woo! For our herch. Gotta fix that still. Made a post-it note. You will find additional content such as the Easy Smoke and GM podcast with our own Ez McMahon. You guys record. Listen. Okay, I'm gonna get right to it, bro.
Sure.
If the Bears trade Justin Fields, I'm buying a jersey to wherever team he goes. Because this is ridiculous, man. I really think they give this dude a raw deal. I think he should be a Bears quarterback. I'm sure you guys discussed this at length.
Well, we all
at one point you was on that train. We might be on a different path.
No. We're all three of us, which is very rare. All three of us are in agreement that Justin Fields should be the quarterback of the future going forward. But it looks like that's not going to happen.
That's so trash, man.
But my issue is you've been telling us for the last year plus that this Caleb Williams guy is generational talent. He can't miss. You gotta take him. And now we get to the combine here, and now I'm hearing, well, this Drake May kid is looking pretty good. Jalen Daniels, I don't know. The Bears probably maybe need to take Jalen Daniels. You've been telling us all this time that it's Caleb Williams, and now you're switching it up. Meanwhile, none of them have done anything that Justin Fields has.
Absolutely. And listen, if he go to Atlanta, you're gonna see me on Instagram. And you know this about you know me a long time, as I don't wear jerseys, I don't buy jerseys. You ain't never seen me in a basketball. Only time you see me in jerseys when we play flag football. That's it. Monopoly, whatever my name was. But it's like outside of that, no jersey. But if Justin Fields is on the Falcons, I'm buying an ATL jersey, dog, for real, because they did my man raw, and I hope he ball out.
Yeah,
hope he ball out.
So we'll see. Like I said, it's not over yet, but it looks like, from what's been said coming from the team, and what the media reports are, it looks like Justin Fields is going to get traded. So. It's gonna be a sad day. There will be some mourning on our show at that point, but
man.
But yeah,
well,
we'll see what happens.
Well, to learn more about the draft and our Chicago Bears woes, make sure you listen to the Easy Smoke and GM podcast wherever you get your podcasts. So, as me and you today, sir, few things I want to get to. This be heavy on the entertainment focus because we have talked about like our favorite movies that we watch, TV shows, yada yada yada. But before we get into that, today is February 29th, which means this is the leap year.
Yes.
And so it's always I guess I put it together, but my kids were born in a leap year. But it's there are people who are born on February 29th. Actually, I know a couple of people one person in particular.
I know one person.
And it's like I always talk about which day do you choose to actually celebrate your birthday. I guess it's like people can choose February 28th or the 1st. Those stale jokes about, oh, you're only 4 years old.
You're 5.
Only 9. It's like you're 5, and I'm sure they probably like want to slap you, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, the person I know actually does that.
What? It says I'm 5?
They say, yeah. And they celebrate both days. So they celebrate February 28th and March 1st.
Mm-hmm. Wait, just every year, both days?
Every year, yeah, except for when the leap year comes. Yeah.
That's just greedy. So so there's a woman who started a group for leap. They call themselves leapers or leaplings. And so she's recruited a few members via newspaper ads. This was in the 1980s. But like she found like that some people, she met a guy I guess wherever she worked, she saw his ID, saw his birthday was February 29th. And she was like, "Oh, you're a leapling." He was like, "Yeah, beat it." Like, he didn't care. And she was mad that he didn't care. But I guess he's like, "Listen, I've been dealing with this all my life. I ain't trying to be excited about this." But they have like support groups for this. They have YouTube songs about it, man. And they think it's like people, they just really want to make it like a national holiday, or actually not a national holiday. I'm sorry, make it a capital holiday like Groundhog Day. So when you say leap year, you just spell it leap lowercase letters. But Groundhog Day, I didn't notice this. Were uppercase letters, so they want to make it that kind of a thing. I'm like, it may not be that serious. Groundhog Day is every year, February 2nd. Is it the second?
Yeah,
You know
February
what I mean?
2nd. Yeah.
So it's like, kind of lose that battle there. But I read in this article, did you know why we have a leap year?
Uh, I may be making this up, but something to do with the rotation. We don't have a full rotation around the sun at
Look
that
at you,
point.
ass.
Is that
Look at
right?
you, ass. Well, not really, but you're on the right track.
Okay,
So
go for it. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no. So leap year arose from the fact that the Earth takes a little more than 365 days to orbit the sun. So you weren't off base.
yeah. Okay.
So exactly 365 days, 6 hours and 9 minutes to be more exact. Without the occasional extra day, a calendar will fall out of sync with the season. So like if we just did
So it would
365,
move. It would move every.
yeah,
I
it'd be
got you.
like
Okay. Okay.
Merry Christmas in April.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Okay.
like, why is it summertime April, right? That kind of
It's
thing.
amazing how just those couple hours
You make a difference.
make that
But
much of a difference. Yeah.
so it says the ancient Romans nearly had it right when they added a 366 day every 4 years, but they miscalculated a year's length by 11 minutes. So over the centuries, 11 minutes can really add up. So we're still like kind of shifting, but it's not as large as it would have been if we had the whole day, right? So maybe in like 1,000 years, it'll be like that'll be crazy. It's like, why is this happening? So a leap year actually is a very important thing. So shout out to I guess the Romans, I guess. But yeah, man. So it's always fun to see this leap year stuff,
I want to
man.
know how they figured that out.
Look, man, a lot of stuff we just accept as truth,
Because
but that
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we have some technology, so maybe we would have figured it out by now. But
yeah,
had
yeah,
they not done that,
I'm
I
sure. But
wouldn't have thought, man. We don't rotate around the sun in 365 days. We need those to account for those extra hours.
But you know how people are, you know what I'm saying? The first dude that said, hey, guys, I think we not rotating. Like, man, shut up, Earl. Now he's bringing old stuff up, man. We got this calendar down. Now you want to come out and add an extra day.
Oh man.
People ain't gonna go for that, Earl. And when Earl died, they put the motion through and called it Steve's motion. That's what
Ah,
Earl never
poor
got his
Earl, man.
poor Earl, man. Happy leap year, Earl. He's like, nobody ever respects me around here. Now look at you. 1,000 years later, man. So happy leap day to all of you. And I guess, a leap year is always fun because, I love even numbers. But also it's like it just falls right in line with the Olympic years. So, it's kind of like got an extra day, Olympic year. But I will say, man, it throws off your guessing of the next year. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying? You'd be like,
I've
yeah.
I've never put two and two together.
We never noticed that? Yeah.
The
Leap,
Olympics are always in a leap
in a
year.
leap year. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, man. It's all that's kind of how it's like the leap year signals about to have an amazing year, right? Because it's just the Olympics. It- the Olympics are something else, man. It's like you spend 4 years, to really, really train for something. And sometimes 30 seconds or people never see it. But yeah, that's another part for another day,
Or
man.
you train all that time and then you don't win
Dude,
or you
they
don't
showed
place.
listen, there was a video of a black woman. I don't know I think it had to be some like speed skating, and she had just done it like the last 6 months. And it was a person who had been training all their life. The black woman whooped this lady. I mean,
Yeah.
dog walked her. And she was like, I just started in 6 months. And the other lady is like just in a corner shaking, crying. It's like, I've been doing this my entire life.
I
You
remember
just,
not to go out on a tangent. I
yeah.
remember Dan and Dave
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Reebok had that big promotion.
And,
Dan
and,
does this and Dan does that. And
and Dan, I
Dave
know
does
one thing
this.
Dan did. Was it Dan?
And then
That
I
one thing he
think
didn't
Dan
do.
Dan didn't qualify.
I know one thing he didn't do. It's
They
like,
had this whole thing
bruh.
about who's gonna win the gold, and then Dan didn't even qualify.
I don't know. And it was like, it was so sad in the Olympics because Dave was just like, out there. Did he even? I don't think he got like a bronze medal or something, right?
Yeah, I think he qualified, and I think he got like the bronze. Yeah, but it was like they were supposed to be together, and it didn't happen. Though I think Dan, I think that was '92. I think in the '96 Olympics, Dan got the gold that year.
No, well,
But
he definitely used steroids. He was like, I'm not losing this time. I'm just, it's just, I don't care. They were like, yeah, Dad, you don't have to test. Don't worry about it. It's
oh
okay.
man,
Because that was I remember that. It was a whole that's kind of like those Kobe LeBron ads. Remember when they were just like they had the two best teams in the league that year, and they were gonna meet in the finals. And then Kobe, the Lakers made it, but then
and
the
then the
Magic beat the
Magic beat the
Cavs.
Cavs. Oh nine, yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was wild. That would have been crazy because Kobe would have ripped his heart out. He really was like, "I'm not losing to you, young fellow."
yep.
Jeez.
And
So
we could have ended this whole LeBron as number two over
that's what I'm
Kobe
saying.
debate.
Because it'd have been done right there because
Yeah,
he ripped his chest. He
yeah.
cracked his chest open. Feel like I should say pause, but whatever. All right. So next, man. So as a few months ago, well, in December, not a few months ago, in December, we talked about how Netflix released its top watch shows, and it was a big deal because Netflix hadn't released their data like that. And so it came out that Night Agent was like the most watched show on Netflix. And so, you know how it goes. You're looking for something to watch. I was like, you know what? Oh, because what? Shout out to Bill Simmons. He talked about it on his pod that brought up to my memory again. I was like, let me check it out. As when I tell you, I couldn't turn the thing off. I see why I was number one rated show. That show is amazing. Listen, everybody. If you get a chance, please go watch The Night Agent. It's with a bunch of people who you don't know. Actually, it may be like one or two characters that like you've seen them in movies before, yada
Yeah,
yada.
that guy.
Yeah, that guy. But
Yeah.
it's like I'm telling you, it's such an amazing show. It was just the cliffhangers left and right. I don't want to give too much away, but put that on your list of shows to watch. Just real quick, it's an American action thriller television series created by Sean Ryan based on the novel of the same name by Matthew Kurt, starring Gabriel Basso in the title role. It premiered on Netflix March 23rd, 2023. So I'm late. We all are late. But truly, it's like I'm sorry, the series emerged as the third most viewed debuting series on Netflix in its first 4 days. And within a week, it was renewed for a second season. Within a month, it became the streamer's sixth most viewed series. I'm telling you, man, it's action, conspiracy theory, uh, thriller, drama, fantastic show. So as put that on your list, Night Agent to watch. And it's one of those shows that once you start rolling, you just don't because you just want to see how it ends. I had to make myself like one episode a day limit because it's like I got stuff to do. I got cheering, got things I have to manage. I was trying to watch Night Agent all day. So definitely check it out. So now on to shows, man. The Oscars are coming up. So as I know, you made a comment some time ago about you, and I still think this is pretty dope. You watched all of the
I tried to.
Best Picture.
I tried
You
to.
tried to, okay.
Yeah.
So which pictures are the best are nominated for Best Pictures this year?
So it's American Fiction,
Okay,
Anatomy of the Fall.
I ain't heard of that.
Never heard of that one yet. Barbie,
Okay,
The Holdovers, which I heard was pretty good. I haven't seen that yet.
okay.
Killers of the Flower Moon, which was long as hell, but
Like like well, it's like what 4 hours long?
it's about 3.5 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not
it
like in
feels
game. You
it
feel the
feels
three and a half
all of
hour.
3.5 hours, but
Jeez.
it's a good movie.
Yeah,
It's a good movie.
that sounds like
Maestro with
good sense.
Bradley Cooper,
Mm,
Oppenheimer,
mhm.
Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
So of those, how many have you seen?
So I've seen Oppenheimer, I've seen Killers of the Flower Moon, I've seen Barbie.
Mhm. So
That's it.
so I will say, man, I saw American Fiction over the weekend. Shout out to West Side. And it was great. It's like a very smart movie, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like, see, my thing is, can I predict this movie? That's when I've lost interest. Like, I mean, shout out to Tubi, because the Tubi movies, I don't be seeing this stuff coming. It's like, I know, no way. Okay, sidebar. My latest Tubi movie I'm watching is Black Men Don't Cheat. Go. Have you watched that already?
I haven't seen
Hey,
that one. Black
put
men
that
don't cheat.
put that in the queue before you watch Night Agent. Watch that.
Okay.
Black men don't cheat.
You
But no,
gotta
man.
you gotta put Tubi movies as the
I gotta.
priority.
Hey, man, Tubi is on the war show, man. Hey, seriously, I would watch that because so many people you see 2 and 3 times on movies. So, but no, man, I saw American Fiction, thought it was a great movie. And you heard about it, and they up for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor. Like everybody was great in this movie. And it was a great story. Great social commentary. Like it wasn't like, message in your face, but it was still like you understood what the point they were trying to come across. I thought it was a very great show, man. Very great movie. I encourage everybody to check it out. I know when we saw it, it was like in a very small theater, so they kind of wrapping it up. But wherever you can see it, please do. Because the Oscars are in a couple weeks, like the 16th,
March 9th, I think.
17th.
I think March
Oh
9th.
yeah. Also, literally
Yeah.
2 weeks. Well,
Yeah.
a week and a half. So yeah. So check these out. I'm gonna try to see Oppenheimer before the Oscars because I got a feeling that Oppenheimer is probably going to win Best Picture. That's what the word on the street.
Well, it's cleaned up, I think, in all the other uh award shows.
So now with the Oscars and it's always a whole thing that a lot of times black people don't haven't won like we did with the whole Grammys, right? How many black people have won Grammys for Best Actor? I think it's what Halle Berry, Denzel Washington, Sidney Poitier. Is that the list? But it got me.
Uh oh, you mean wait, you said Grammy, you mean Oscar.
No. I said like we were talking about the conversation we were having with the Grammys about album of the year. We can
Oh,
have a
okay,
very
okay.
similar
About
conversation
I
about
got you, I
about the
got you, I got
Oscars.
you, I got
Yeah.
you.
So with Halle Berry, Denzel, Sidney Poitier, he won one,
Fortier
right?
won one. Will Smith.
Slap heard around the world. Yeah. Listen, oh, dude. Okay, a lot of sidebars today. So at work, we were having this Black History trivia game, and it went as you would imagine with a bunch of black folks uh, across the country online had a black game. But man, the chat, listen, this is why I love black people because when there's a chat or an ability to have a side conversation, we are the best at that. And I'm talking about we were roasting the people playing the game, roasting the game itself. So like Will Smith was one of the answers to one of the questions. So why are people talking, they showing pictures of Will Smith, backhand. I put up the meme of Dave Chappelle with the 5 fingers say to the face, right? I mean, we was just like in there clowning. But randomly, one of the questions was about a fashion designer. And you ever heard of a guy named Willie Smith? You ever heard this?
No.
Yeah, so apparently he was like a fashion designer in the 80s. Cause so they asked the question and they said Will Smith. So of course we clowned them because it's like Will Smith wasn't no designer, but it was actually Willie Smith. Again, sidebar. I'm gonna have to do some research. I thought it was Gordon Gartrell, but it was like he was a real he was a real guy, man. Real person. But so back to the Oscars, man, it got me thinking about those EGOTs, right? The people who won Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and Tonys. So
Hmm.
here are all the black. I mean, I think that's like incredible. That means you're everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Here are the all black EGOT winners. So Viola Davis. Wait, actually, can you guess it? Can you guess one? Another one?
I know Jennifer Hudson is one.
You're right.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Good. Yeah, good one. Whoopi Goldberg. We
Uh,
talked about this next person with my niece Jasmine. We talked about him on the pod when we did the music pod.
I don't know.
John Legend.
Oh, okay.
James Earl Jones, Harry Belafonte, which is not surprising. Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all 7. So here's a question.
Well, I thought there were more.
Now,
There's only 7?
only 7 black ones, yeah. This is
Really?
according to Revolt as of January 8th, 2024.
So how many total are there?
I think it's like 18, 19.
7. Okay. That's what I think. 7. I think I remember
The
the
7
number
threw you off.
17. But
Yeah,
okay,
it's a,
that
it's
makes sense. Okay.
yeah, I mean, and that's like you doing everything. But I feel like, say, for like with Jennifer Hudson, you know, Again, actually, I think that's just hard to do. Like a lot of people don't have them. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty dope to get to become the EGOT, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now here's the thing: is I ask a couple people this, see what your take is. Would you rather have now Jennifer Hudson? She's an EGOT. That's a big deal. Got her own TV show, all that kind of stuff. Would you rather have Jennifer Hudson's career or Beyonce's career? Because just before you say it, right? Again, Beyonce is a world-renowned musical icon, right? It's like she's very successful, sold out tours, right? But it's like she's trying to branch out into other things, doesn't always work the same way, right? But yeah, Jennifer Hudson, she can walk on the pod with us and it won't be a thing. She's just helping us out. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce could never. Uh but Jennifer Hudson, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, got a TV show, still a bona fide singer. So which career would you want?
No, it's still Beyonce.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely Beyonce. Not
So
no shade to Jennifer Hudson. What
uh
Jennifer Hudson's done is freaking amazing, man.
yeah.
To go from, American Idol
Hmm.
to, you know, uh, becoming an EGOT winner, and you know, been in movies and television shows, and yeah, Grammy Award winning artist.
That's a pretty
It's
good
not
career, dog.
it's not bad. It's
Not
not bad. It's
bad.
not, hey, that's not a bad career to have.
So what do you think is just that
Just
she so what do you think it is that like why do you think it's just because Beyonce is more influential, more powerful? Is that what makes it a better career? Or I mean, obviously she's got more money than. So if you make that the
everybody.
category one, then right. But I'll just submit this for the point you just kind of talked about. Jennifer Hudson's career, right, is very diverse and expansive. She literally can go anywhere and do anything. Even though Beyonce is, again, another. Shout out to Sarah. Another sidebar. I heard a podcast that they said Taylor Swift was bigger than you and I talked about this. Was bigger than Michael Jackson. Is more famous than Michael Jackson was ever famous. I turned that whole podcast off because I can't deal with it.
No, man,
Can't deal with it. I can't deal with this, man.
people would show up to his concerts, and he would come out and they would start crying.
Now they did make the point that internationally, nobody's big. It was is ever going to be as big as Michael Jackson. And I think, so that's why nobody's bigger than Michael Jackson because it wasn't just an America thing. It was
Everywhere,
everywhere
worldwide.
in the world. Like it did not matter. So, but no, but back to this thing. So, but it's like Jennifer, Beyonce she can't is the wrong word. She can do whatever she wants to. But it's like if when she tries to act, people clown her for how she acts, right? It's like imagine Beyonce on a TV show, right? It's like she's too big for the TV show, right? It's like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she got to play herself almost. Tony is kind of like knowing how they run, they want to put their own production on. So it's like so she can't really maneuver into other spaces. But I feel like Jennifer Hudson, right, is probably growing as a person and an artist because she's been in these different areas and arenas. And it's like, who knows what she's gonna do next? You see what I'm saying? Like, she got a talk show out the blue. You didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? Not at all. And now I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, if you're gonna pick one, hey, Beyonce is the more powerful one, the richer one, but can't sneeze at J Hub's career, like at all. I'm sure low key, would you think Beyonce would maybe take down some of what she's earned to be like an Oscar winner? Maybe in her private thoughts, like if she wasn't as
Possibly,
big, but could say she won an Oscar.
possibly.
Yeah, that's wild
I don't know, but her music career is just so,
for Beyonce.
yeah.
Hey,
Would you want to
it's
trade? I don't think she'd
unmatched.
want to trade. Yeah,
But see, I'm with you. I'm with you. But like to be an EGOT, like she's in a list of 7 Black people, 19 uh people all together. Like they already saying Taylor Swift bigger than Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? Like they ready to move on already from Beyonce, and it's not true, by the way. So, but it's still just that's somebody's gonna always sell more. I'm sure some little girl or
Maybe
boy right
maybe that's
now.
why she's singing country and is #1 on the Billboard country charts right now.
Shout out, but and again, that's the Beyonce factor, right? Whenever
Yeah.
she does something, it goes to #1. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, because to the point we just making, I'm kind of contradicting myself. I mean, when last Jennifer Hudson record you bought? Exactly. And so,
No.
and when last Jennifer Hudson concert you tried, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't trying to necessarily go
Nah,
to Jennifer
haven't
Hudson
done it.
concert,
No.
right? I mean, you're not. I mean, again, I love to see you on the All-Star games singing the national anthem in the concert. But it's all good. But I wish her the best. But again, I think that's a very good question. It's really about it comes down to, do you want the recognition from your peers per se, or do you want that fame and that glory? You know what I mean? Like, would you rather be Allen Iverson or Michael Jordan? Like some people might say Allen Iverson, affected culture, or Michael Jordan because he was the GOAT and changed the game for life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, wait.
same
So
same
wait,
type of deal.
who's Allen Iverson in this analogy?
Jennifer Hudson. But I guess that's a poor analogy. Strike
Yeah.
that. Edit. And you're so not going to edit it. You're so going to leave it in there. That's cool. It's cool. It's fine. Okay, what's the sports comp? Who? Okay, so Michael Jordan's Beyonce, right? We'll leave that there, right? So
Okay.
then, but who won, or like, so say like, which, okay, would you Magic or Jordan?
No,
That's
that's
the
not a
same.
good comp. Yeah.
Bird or Jordan? Well,
No,
then it's like it's
that's
always
not a comp
Jordan.
either.
So maybe Jordan's the wrong
It
one.
might
Jordan's the wrong one.
wait. It might be Scottie Pippen
And who? And Jordan?
and Jordan.
Keep going. I'm listening.
I'm saying you got somebody that has achieved as much as they have,
Hmm. Look at you,
and
ass
Scotty.
podcasting.
I'm throwing it out there.
You know what I'm saying?
Scotty might be the equivalent there. Might be the J Hud.
Hmm. Yeah.
If we're saying Beyonce is Mike.
Yeah. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe she can't be Mike because Mike always
Oh,
wins. You see what I'm saying?
no. It's not Scotty. You know who it is?
Who is it?
Big Shot Bob.
Good
Robert
one.
Ory.
Because he
That's
got
what
more
it
championships.
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
he got
That's
more
what it
championships than
is.
Jordan. There it is. Good call.
Yes. It's
He
Robert
got more
Ory.
championships. He's 7, right? Is it
Yeah,
7?
you got seven rings.
Yeah, and it's
That's
like
what it is.
you would never be like, psh, you won't be Robert Ory, but he got 7 championship
Yeah,
rings,
yeah,
more than Michael Jordan, and you
yeah.
never hear his name. we forgot all about him.
Big Shot Bob. That's the analogy.
Yeah, he'd be on pause. Like, I mean, I got more rings than Michael Jordan. They'd be like, yeah. So what you up to now, Bob? we're gonna talk about you talking crazy.
I hit game winners before.
Word. That's why Mike don't be coming outside messing with y'all. Y'all be talking stupid. You know what I'm saying? I stay home too, man. So because of Black History Month, we're talking about Black guys, giving guys Black history. I was watching another show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Amazon Prime. Is great show again. Night Agent, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Amazon Prime, starring Donald Glover. And he has his production team. I think his brother writes on there. He's an executive producer. And it's like, when you watch the show, you see the same names you saw from Atlanta. Show is amazing. It's based off the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And I also think it was a show prior there too, that movie was based on. So I watch it because I don't know if I ever told you this, man. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is one of my favorite movies. I don't know why. I love that movie, man. And
You like seeing husband and wives shooting up their
hey
homes
man,
trying to kill each other?
I've been in therapy. I understand. Hey man, be real sometimes. You know, just saying.
All right.
So I watched the show. It's a great show, great writing, and it's like it puts you in the mind of Atlanta, and it got me thinking, man, Donald Glover's a really talented guy,
Oh,
and so
absolutely.
and so Amazon Prime, you can do the X-ray thing and cover. You can go to still when you kind of when you hit the button or hit the up button or whatever, and it'll show you all the cast that's in the show, and they'll give you a quick bio of the people, yada yada yada. And so I'm looking at this, man, and it talks about just like how, Donald Glover and what he does, about his rap, obviously this stand-up comedy, made great music. He's won Primetime Emmy Awards, won Golden Globe Awards. He had the show Atlanta. And it's like he's executive producing, doing all these projects. And I mean, it's like his hand is everywhere, writing movies. He's very, and I'm thinking like, he
Stand
is
up.
black. That's what I'm saying. Stand up, and he's good at all of it,
Yeah.
right? And he's not your like typical like tall. Like I ain't gonna lie. When I should have said something else besides tall. I'm going to the man's height, but it was like I'm watching. When I saw the poster of Mr. Mrs. I'm thinking like, am I gonna believe that he's a spy? You know what I'm saying? But when you watch the show, they make you believe it. You know what I'm saying? And it got me thinking like, he should be celebrated as Black History more often than he really is, because he's doing a lot of things, and a lot of his shows, a lot of his content is very Black heavy. Like if you've ever watched Atlanta, that's a Black show written about Black
Absolutely.
people for Black people. You know what I mean? Even with his raps and his rhymes, right? Even with the show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like it's references that he make, and I appreciate like even This Is America song that blew up. That was a jam. That was during the pandemic, right? That was right after when George Floyd was murdered. This Is America came out. He was dancing on.
Yeah.
I hope Sarah don't cut this. Um, she gonna cut that for real. Uh, but no, but I feel like he should be more celebrated as Black history than he is. I think he's given a lot to the culture, right? And he is always, and when he does it is excellent, man. And I feel like we should give him his flowers more. And maybe that's a segment we do. And it's like just every month or so, just give a random's the wrong word, but give somebody like their flowers of sorts that may not be mentioned in Black history, or as a person who's adding to Black history, but definitely is doing the thing out there, man. So he's gonna be the first submission, Donald Glover for sure, because everything that he does, I enjoy, from his music to the community. I wouldn't lie. I know he necessarily didn't like create it per se, but that's one of my I
I
love that show.
I
That
did
show
a
literally
binge
still
of Community. Excellent show. Excellent show. And
listen,
he
man.
was
They didn't
hilarious.
miss. They didn't miss. I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't miss at all. And so, shout out to Donald Glover, man. I'm sure he has more work. And I think he's 40 years old. But it's like he's done so much in his career. And I'm sure he's going to do a lot more, man. So it's excited to him. So, Donald Glover, you are our first submission for the Black History Always campaign here at the Super Duper Pod. Give us some other made up on the fly is for sure. So, before we get out of here, man, I told you guys it was a quick episode today. Just want to know something that I've been noticing around with our friends and people in our age range. Like we talked about it before in the pod, how we are the sandwich generation. I mean, we're taking care of our parents, also taking care of our children. Even if you don't have children, I'm sure people are helping to take care of other children. Like I know, shout out to people that helped me with the chipmunks, do Brooklyn's hair, but that was the time people to pick the kids up. Shout out to Broski, shout out to Mel, Holly, Ronnie, all you guys. And the thing is, lately I've been hearing of diagnosis of cancer for people, and people have been losing, loved ones, and it's been hitting them hard because it's just like so much happening. And it's like, even myself, just right nonstop, and you're moving from one thing to the next, and it's like you just can't get a break, because it's like you got to make the stuff go. And I just want to leave you guys with this, like, I know for whatever reason we feel like we got to do all this stuff by ourselves, or that nobody can help us or wants to help us. And I just want to tell you that's not true. I feel like I just want to encourage anybody that's listening to this that may be dealing with that and going through this and feeling like, it's like it's all on you and everything is, you know, you have to do it all. Now, some instances you might have to do it, but I just want to encourage you to tell somebody, to talk to somebody about what's happening, because I'm sure people can empathize and sympathize with you. I think we don't have to feel like we have to go into stuff alone, like we can't share our problems. It's one thing to be a person who complains all the time. I know people like that. Lord have mercy, knows I know people like that. But what I mean is that being able to reach for support, because again, like I said, sandwich generation, we're helping up and we're helping down, but we have to help each other across, right? I was out with some folks a couple of weeks ago, and we kind of talked about that. Like we have to be there for each other, because all this is hard and this takes a lot of energy, and you gotta keep the world moving. You gotta make sure people are where they need to be, and people are healthy and doing what they have to do. And sometimes nobody's looking out for you, so you have to look out for each other. But that doesn't happen if you don't tell somebody like what's going on with you. Like, we're not mind readers out here, and then people are at home sulking by themselves saying nobody's here for me, nobody can help me. But did you tell somebody? You know what I mean? Did you ask somebody? Now, it's one thing if you told somebody and they completely dish you, then you had a wrong group of friends, and guess what? Now you know that person is a sucker. I can bet, I won't bet everything I own because I know y'all friend situation, but I'll bet a lot of money. Yeah, I might lose this bet, but I'll bet a lot of money that if you tell your friends or tell your loved ones or talk to a therapist or what have you, right, that you will be able to see that it's not just you, because that's the big thing. You think it's just you and you're screwing up and your life is out of order. It's not just you. It's a lot of people out here that are just doing the best they can, as my sisters say, doing everything to hold their little life together. And so I just encourage you, like, don't keep this stuff to yourself, because it's all it's going to do is hurt you in the end. And that's different than telling all your business to the world, right? It's really about like, hey, I need some help. I need some support. And you won't get it unless you say something. Like, people don't know how to help you if you don't tell them where you need help. Nobody's going to guess it. That's not their job, to be honest. It's your job to say, I need help with this. And sometimes, and I encourage people who are doing the helping, and I realize that sometimes help is just listening to somebody, right? I know I've had to stop myself from giving unsolicited advice. I had to say, do you want this advice, or you don't listen? Because we've rushed so fast to fixing the problem for people. Sometimes folks just need a sounding board to get it out. Like, I've sat with people before, and they've talked it out right in front of me, and I didn't say nothing, right? They just need to feel like this is a space where I can be open, I can be honest, I can say it, you won't judge me, and I can just get it out. And now I can reel myself back in and get it together. So when people are coming to you for help, don't be so quick to fix it. Just be there to listen, because we'll be talking about the election more. And again, I still don't understand how Trump is getting rid of all this stuff and still has a chance to be president. But that's another podcast. We'll have Pops on it for that one. But it's like every day is something that will make you sad. Every day there's something that you will see that will make you feel like the world is going in the wrong direction. And that's not including all the stuff you got to deal with personally. So we don't have enough room or time to be doing this by ourselves, or we don't have the room or the time to be succumbing to the things that could take us under, right? There's so many people who have had mental health breaks, people who are, I know I've had to check myself, right? You just start being mean to people who just trying to help you, right? And so I just learned to just be quiet when I'm feeling a certain way. But I've had to talk that out with folks. So we can't go at this thing alone. You can't, hold yourself, into a room and think you're going to figure it out solo dolo. God didn't make it that way. We are here to help each other out. So I hope you hear me. Please know you're not by yourself. I know we just a regular podcast, but leave a DM on the pod if you need to. Super Duper Pod on IG. Just talk to somebody. If it's not us, some loving that you have, because you can't do it by yourself, nor should you do it by yourself, right? I'm sure people are there for you. Resources are available as well. So thank you guys for listening to Super Duper Pod. We don't take your listens lightly. As I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it all.
I'm definitely going to sleep. But make sure you follow us on Instagram, on all our socials at Super Duper Pod, SUPADUPAPOD. Follow us online at hp53productions.com for our merch. Make sure you take care of yourselves, seriously, and each other. God bless y'all. Hey, mama, this is the Super Duper Podcast.
That's champagne, real pain, champagne from you and I. Wait, you alive? Now that's champagne if you was I. Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide? If you know that bringing hope here is how careers die. Or do the K stand for kamikaze? The J silent is everywhere, you can feel them probably. Sugar, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. This said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed? I woke up.